So since we're kind of late on the schedule, I'll just stick to one and only questions that I'll ask all of you. So this question is the theme of our panel talk, which is predicting the needs. So I think it's very interesting to have you all because you all have different perspectives on the subject. So in your vision and in your experience and work for you, what are the key needs that we should address so that we can advance into a better future? Maybe we'll start with you, since you're the only guy.
I mean, I don't want to sound too redundant, but I just said it before. I think is collaboration is key. So it's about being there, sharing knowledge, putting it on the table, not hiding it, not keeping it under your drawer. Don't be afraid of IPs and confidentialities, and start sharing.
I hope that some luxury brands can hear you. What about you? This morning we talked about collective intelligence.
Yeah, but collective intelligence, you need to trigger it. And for me, the need is an aesthetic language. We've been suffering too much from sort of problem-solving framework, in my opinion, in the latest year. Not that I don't want to solve a problem, but sometimes when you isolate problem and solve it too directly, you cause systemic issue. And so I believe aesthetic as a sort of more holistic language can enable different type of local interaction with resources, with other human, with society, so to trigger eventually a city that emerge from a collective intelligence.
Thank you. I think it's a very interesting vision. What about you two? So I think aesthetics can ring a bell with your work.
I thought that you were going to answer as well.
Huh?
I thought that you were also going to answer.
Oh no, I'm not going to answer my own question.
Well, I mean, I will have to take a position that tackles the subject of sustainability. There are many needs, but if we want to be dystopic and we want to see, for example, like everything is collapsing and we have to somehow save the world, I would say that the need of sustainability is urgent, and this can happen through shared infrastructure. So what I mean with shared infrastructure is that I imagine a future where I study architecture in a university or in my house, and I can reach out all the infrastructure that can be provided to me in the medicine school and also in lawyer school. And so we are talking about shared infrastructure that can help in defining also the new disciplines that I was talking about before.
Thank you. And so, Valérie, what about you?
Well, for me, I think it's all about maybe knowledge and trust in our capacity to resolve a big challenge that we have, and also the capacity to have the more positive attitude. And it has to be with a collaborative actuation, I think.
Yes. It all comes down to this word, collaboration, and we hear also, I think, a lot about transversality and mixing the disciplines. But I think that, unfortunately, the reality is that it's very not true for the moment. So I don't know if you have like any ideas on how to make that really happen on a 50 seconds.
Oof.
If you don't try, you will never get into it. So you think you start trying. And I know that industries are trying. Also, as we mentioned before, Fab Lab, it was a great initiative in going that direction. And I think that the more of these and the more that support and combining the public and the private, then the more possibilities and chances we have to do it.
Yeah.
Just try and fail, no? It doesn't matter. You can fail how many. You learn when you fail.
Well, but I don't think big changes will happen without a paradigm shift. At the moment, the current political environment that really doesn't favor an emergent network. So I think there needs to be some radical change if we want really a collaborative system to happen. And
Yeah. So I hope they hear you. Thank you so much. We're
Thank
going
you.
to move on to the next panel.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.